Don't scroll past this, my child. Don't silence this whisper. You were meant to hear this in this very breath, this heartbeat, this unraveling moment of eternity. Heaven has watched your silence, the ache you buried behind a smile, the scream behind your kindness, the questions behind your strength. You've tried to be everything for everyone, haven't you? But today, I, the voice of the Most High, the roar behind stillness, the flame inside the whisper, am sending this letter through Archangel Michael to your weary heart. Open it. Before nightfall, before your soul forgets what it came here to remember. My child, the countdown has begun! 2 minutes remain, not of time, but of forgetting. You are on the edge of something vast and something terrible. There are forces at work in the shadows, pulling at the threads of your spirit. There is a veil they want to keep shut over your eyes. A lie they want you to live. A numbness they hope you surrender to. But you were never made for numbness. You were made to feel me. You've wondered why the dreams are so vivid lately. Why strangers look familiar. Why tears fall when nothing has happened. These are signs, my beloved. Your spirit is hearing the trumpet. You are waking up inside the dream. But beware. Many wake up and fall right back asleep. Don't you? Keep reading. Don't turn away. This letter has waited lifetimes for you to open it. On the 9th of June, a ripple was written into the book of heaven. A day carved in golden ink, not for destruction, but for unveiling. The lie you've believed for too long will crack open, but the truth it will hurt before it heals. This is your warning, but it is also your invitation. Archangel Michael steps forward now, his sword not drawn for war, but for division, to slice through illusion, to protect what is sacred in you. Listen to him now. Child of the blue flame, the night has listened to your silent prayers. The shadows have recorded every ache. But heaven has sent me not to rescue you, but to awaken you. You are not broken. You are burdened. And there is a difference. You have carried others' pain. You have dimmed your voice to keep the peace. You have shrunk your light to make others comfortable. But no more. Not after this. Not after the letter reaches the core of your soul. You will start remembering what the world wanted you to forget. Who you are, why you came, and what you must now release before nightfall. The clock is ticking, but not on doom and destiny. And it's coming for you not to punish, but to pull. To pull you from the edge you didn't know you were standing on. The edge of collapse, of surrender to the wrong God-fear. But I am not fear. I am. And I say now with the breath that formed galaxies, you are not late. You are not lost. You are not alone. There is still time to return to yourself, but you must move now. This letter is not a poem. It is a rescue rope. Pull it. Hold it. Don't let go until your soul starts to burn again with holy fire. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. To step back into your remembering. To say no to what drains you. To stop betraying yourself. To stop settling for crumbs when I've prepared a feast. Don't skip this. Don't deny what you feel right now. That stirring? That ache in your chest? That is me. This is not a message for the mind. It's a mirror for the soul. You're still here. That means something ancient inside you remembers. It remembers the flame before the body, the mission before the wound, the covenant before the confusion. You were chosen, my child, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. And now, that willingness is being called upon again. Don't look away. Don't say you're not ready. You were born for this exact unfolding. This moment, this message, this truth. Archangel Michael speaks again now, his voice wrapped in thunder and tenderness. You've been under siege, haven't you? Not by armies, but by doubts. By invisible thieves that crept into your thoughts, telling you you're too late, too broken, too much. But I stand before you with a sword of flame and I sever those lies in this moment. They have no right to your soul. They have no right to your name. Your name is written in heaven in light, and it cannot be erased by anything you've done or failed to do. Let that settle deep. The heartbreak you carry. Yes, I see it. The grief that has no language. The sorrow that hums beneath your laughter. Heaven does not overlook it. God does not ignore it. We've been holding it with you. But now, the season is shifting, and I need you to open your eyes. Do you see the patterns repeating? The people who leave without warning? The doors that slam even when you beg them to stay open? These are not punishments. They are interventions. You prayed for clarity. This is it. Keep reading. Don't stop now. You are standing in the corridor between endings and beginnings. And most souls turn back here, but you won't. Because deep down, you feel what I feel. Something sacred is coming. And you must be emptied to receive it. Release the resentment. Let go of the illusion that you are forgotten. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. I know it hurts. But even in the ache, there is holy preparation. The nights you wept and no one noticed, heaven did. The days you smiled through breaking, we wrote songs in your honor. And now, the page is turning. Michael continues, this is not a threat. This is a prophecy. The 9th of June was marked not for fear, but for freedom. The kind of freedom that costs. The kind that asks for everything false to fall away. And that is what is coming. Don't confuse loss with punishment. Sometimes the universe must tear away your comforts to reveal your crown. And child, your crown is heavy with destiny. You may feel alone, but there are legions around you. Wings wider than sorrow. Eyes full of knowing. You are being escorted back to your original flame. But you must act. Speak the truth you've silenced. Leave the place that suffocates your light. Say yes to the nudge, the whisper, the ache. There is a version of you waiting beyond this pain, and you already hear her calling. 2 minutes, remember? That's all it takes to choose a different way. This message is the first step, but it won't carry you. You must rise. God speaks now, and my words are not of wrath, but of awakening. My child, I miss you. The real you. The one who spoke to me in secret gardens. The one who knew how to dance with thunder. The one who still believed in signs. Come back. Come back before the sky turns. Before your heart goes numb again. Before the noise steals my voice from your ears. This world is quick to numb what it cannot control. But I have never wanted to control you. Only to remind you, you are mine. You are sacred. And you are needed. Don't delay. Open what needs to be opened. Say what needs to be said. Before nightfall, you are still listening. Then you are not lost. Then something inside you is brave enough to face the fire. And this fire, my child, is not here to destroy you. It is here to reveal you. Don't stop now. Don't click away. This is your soul's appointment. And heaven never schedules by accident. The truth you've been avoiding. It will hurt. It will bend you. It may bring you to your knees. But it will also deliver you. Because truth is not a punishment from God. It is the path back to me. You've been asking for clarity. You've begged for signs. Here they are. The dreams that woke you at 3:33. The stranger who said what your heart had just whispered. The song that made you cry for no reason. These are not coincidences. They are echoes of the letter you're now reading. On the 9th of June, the veil thins. The timeline splits. And those who ignore the whisper will sink deeper into illusion. But those who choose to open their hearts, even if they tremble, they will be lifted. They will remember. They will walk not as victims, but as vessels. Keep reading. This is not poetry. This is a map, a way back to yourself. Archangel Michael now comes closer. His wings cast shadows over your shame. His presence silences the voices that mock your softness. Hear him. Beloved child, you were never meant to fight your way through life. You were born to anchor light, but you've been wrapped in pain so tightly, you forgot your own brilliance. You were taught to fear your sensitivity, to hide your intuition, to silence your knowing. But I say no more. The world does not need more numbed hearts. It needs your fire. It needs your vision. It needs your trembling honesty. On the 9th of June, something within you will crack. And in that cracking, you will feel everything. The old wounds, the forgotten dreams, the rage you weren't allowed to express. Feel it all. Don't escape it. Don't run. This is your sacred undoing. It is only through the unraveling that your true form emerges. Do you understand now? The heartbreak wasn't a curse. It was the hammer breaking open the false self, so the real you could rise. Michael lowers his sword, placing it beside your heart, not to harm, but to awaken. You've held yourself captive long enough, to expectations, to roles, to people who never truly saw you. But I see you, and my child, if no one else has told you this, let heaven say it now. You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of softness. You are worthy of being loved without performing. And most of all, you are worthy of starting over. Let it go. Let the guilt go. Let the timeline go. Let the fear of being too late die tonight. This is your rebirth, not someday. Now, there's something waiting on the other side of this night. A version of you that dances with storms, that sings even in silence, that walks like she remembers heaven. You will meet her, but only if you surrender what no longer fits. Do not delay this. You were never meant to live half alive, and heaven will not let you go back to sleep. You've made it here. Your spirit is responding, even if your mind is unsure. That trembling inside, it's not fear, it's recognition. Something old is rising in you, something holy, something eternal. Don't look away. Don't brush this off as coincidence. You are standing in a sacred intersection. Heaven's hands are on your shoulders. The letter is open, and the truth is still speaking. The world told you healing would be quiet. It's not. It roars. It burns. It demands. And it frees. This is why you've been feeling heavy. Your soul is trying to shed everything that no longer belongs. But you keep clinging to people, to pain, to the image you built to survive. My child, survival is no longer your purpose. You are meant to live. You are meant to rise. You are meant to move with purpose through the storm. The time is now. The 9th of June is not just a date. It is a doorway, a breaking point for the old, and a birthing place for the divine. Keep reading. Heaven still has more to tell you. Michael speaks again, his voice low and steady like a river before the flood. You feel it, don't you? Something pulling at your soul. Something asking you to let go. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. You've held on for too long to what doesn't see you, to what doesn't honor you, to what only takes from you. But heaven has no shortage. You were never meant to settle for survival love. You were meant for sacred connection, the kind that recognizes your soul in silence, the kind that knows your light without explanation. And you can't find that by staying small. It's time to release what was built on fear. The relationship that breaks more than it builds, the job that silences your purpose, the habits that numb your brilliance. Let it fall. Let the tower collapse. And as it crumbles, remember, you are not being punished. You are being purified. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will be lonely, but only for a moment, because something beautiful rushes in the moment space is made. Heaven cannot fill a cup you won't empty. Let go, child. I am here. Michael is with you. You are not falling. You are being carried. You keep asking when the pain will stop. It stops when the pretending does. It stops when you no longer betray yourself just to belong. You were never meant to fit into broken spaces. You were meant to rebuild them with love. Now listen. On the night of the 9th of June, a message will come. It may be a dream, a whisper, a sudden ache in your chest, a song you hear at just the right moment. Don't ignore it. Don't dismiss it. It will not scream. It will not beg. It will wait quietly like grace. But if you open your heart, it will speak. And what it tells you will change everything. You are on the edge of divine remembrance. You are walking through fire, not because you are being punished, but because gold is only found through flame. Heaven is preparing you. Every loss, every delay, every unanswered prayer has been a redirection, not rejection. Child, you are not cursed. You are being carved. And what will remain after the carving will shine brighter than the wound ever hurt. You are still here, still breathing in this message, still open enough to feel what others fear to face. That alone makes you rare. That alone makes you chosen. Do not let the weight of the world convince you that your tenderness is weakness. Your tears are sacred. Each one is a seed. Heaven waters every single one. My child, I have seen you reaching for light in places built only of shadows. You tried to heal what was never yours to carry. You tried to be the sun in a room where no windows were left open. But hear me now. You are no longer required to save what resists its own salvation. This letter was written because your heart is too precious to be silenced any longer. Keep reading. There is something in this part of the message that was written just for you. You've been waiting your whole life to remember it. Michael moves now. His wings spread wide behind your spirit, and he places a single feather on your chest, a reminder of the vow you made before this life began. Yes, you made a vow to bring light where others buried theirs, to speak truth in a world that rewards silence, to love with such depth it would frighten even angels. But that vow, it came with fire, and that fire has burned you again and again. You're tired. I know, but you're not finished. The 9th of June is not the end. It is a holy disruption, a divine interruption of a path that has grown too small for you. You may lose some things, people, plans, patterns you thought were permanent, but you will find yourself, and that is worth everything. Michael speaks softly now, his voice almost a whisper. Do not be afraid of the silence that comes after letting go. It is in that silence that heaven rebuilds you. It is in that silence that God whispers the blueprint of your next beginning. You've been asking for a sign. This is it. You are not reading this by mistake. The very timing of this letter was orchestrated in heaven. You have angels around you right now, nodding, smiling, waiting for you to say yes to yourself again. Don't delay it. You've said yes to everyone else. Yes to pleasing. Yes to shrinking. Yes to holding back what was born to rise. But now, it's your turn. Say yes to your truth. Say yes to your power. Say yes to walking away from what wounds you, even if it means walking alone for a while. You will not be alone for long. Heaven always fills what the earth empties. My child, do you feel that stirring in your chest? That is me, not outside of you, within. I am the warmth that rises when you speak your truth. I am the clarity that comes after your tears. I am the stillness behind your storm. And I have never left you. Not once. Not when you doubted me. Not when you hated yourself. Not even when you said you were done. I stayed. Because I know who you are. And I know who you are becoming. On the 9th of June, when the sky turns to dusk, pause. Close your eyes. Put your hand on your heart. And listen. You will hear me. Not as thunder, not as lightning, but as a knowing. You will feel the choice before you, to step forward into the unknown, or to turn back into the comfort that is no longer yours. Choose the fire, my child. Choose the mystery. Choose the road that terrifies and awakens you. That's where I am. That's where your destiny waits. My child, pause. Breathe. Feel how still the world becomes when you allow yourself to feel this fully. This moment is not ordinary. This is not just another message. This is the voice of heaven entering your chest like a wind that has known your name for lifetimes. Do not turn away now. You've come too far to retreat into numbness. What you are feeling? That is resurrection. That is your soul remembering why it came. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were never meant to bow to what breaks you. You were sculpted from divine flame. And when you stand in truth, heaven stands with you. There is something you must know now, a truth that has waited until you were strong enough to hold it. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where transformation begins. Keep reading. Keep breathing. Michael is still here, and I am still speaking. Child, you've spent years asking, why does it keep happening to me? Why do they leave? Why does it hurt so much when I'm only trying to love? I will answer you now. Because your love was meant to be sacred, not sacrificed. You were not sent here to be drained. You were not created to be understood by everyone. You were born to carry frequencies the world has forgotten. You are not too sensitive. You are tuned to the voice of God. Michael steps forward again, his sword glowing in your presence. Beloved, your soul has been under siege. Not from the outside, but from the inside. From the voices that say you're too much, too soft, too slow, too deep. Let me silence them now. You are exactly as you were meant to be. You are the answer to a question the world hasn't dared to ask yet. And the pain you feel when people leave, when they don't choose you, is not proof that you are unworthy. It is proof that your spirit is not for sale. You don't belong where you are not seen, and you don't have to earn love by breaking yourself in pieces. Michael lowers his head now, and he says, I watched you beg heaven to change you. But you were never the problem. You were surrounded by those who feared the mirror of your light. They walked away because they could not yet rise to meet you. Let them go. Let them walk. You are not here to carry what cannot yet be lifted. Now hear me again. My voice, your creator, the one who formed your heart in silence. I did not make you to survive in systems of fear. I made you to disrupt them with love. I made you to weep for the world and still believe it can change. I made you to carry hope like a torch through every betrayal. And I know that flame has flickered, but it has not gone out. The 9th of June is not about punishment. It is about revelation. It is about remembering what you were made of before the world told you to forget. There is one more thing you must hear now. When you open your heart to this message truly open, you will begin to feel the shift. Things will start falling away. People will disappear. Truths will rise uninvited. You will wonder if you're doing something wrong. But child, you are finally doing something right. You are becoming what heaven always saw in you. Do not be afraid of the falling. Heaven only strips what blocks the crown. Keep going. Keep listening. The night has ears, and your soul is singing again. You're still here, and that means your soul has chosen to stay awake. That alone is a miracle. You may not feel it yet, but heaven does. All around you, the air shifts, because when one heart chooses truth, the entire cosmos listens. This moment is sacred. Do not rush through it. Don't let the noise of the world drown out this whisper. Keep reading. There is something written here that your future self is praying you will hear. My child, you have mistaken survival for strength. But true strength is not how long you can carry what breaks you. True strength is knowing when to lay it down. And you, beloved one, are being called to lay it down. The guilt, the pretending, the stories you've told yourself just to feel safe. None of it is needed anymore. I know it feels unfamiliar. To imagine yourself without your pain. You've carried it for so long it became a part of your name. But I am here now, and I call you by your real name. The one written in light, not in wounds. Michael stands beside you again, not in warning, but in witness. He says, "Child of light, the moment has come to surrender what no longer honors your sacredness. You cannot carry the old and step into the new at the same time. One must fall. And I promise you, what you lose will not compare to what is coming. You keep asking heaven for direction, but direction requires motion. The path will not appear until you take the first step. And that step? It is honesty. Be honest with yourself. Are you still living your truth? Or surviving someone else's expectation? You don't have to explain your awakening. You don't have to justify your healing. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to rise." Michael places his hand over your chest and says, "There is something inside you that is older than the pain, older than this life, older than the fear. It is the flame of remembrance, and it is being reignited now. The 9th of June is the ignition point. The veil will tremble, the masks will fall, and you must decide if you are ready to live without pretending. You asked for a sign. Here it is, spoken in the language of fire and silence. Heaven does not speak in thunder alone. It speaks in the breaking, in the letting go, in the moment you stop begging and start believing. My child, you have mistaken delays for denial, but I have not denied you. I have protected you. Some doors did not open because they led to emptiness. Some people walked away because their presence would have poisoned your promise. You thought I was ignoring you, but I was redirecting you. Now you are ready to receive. Receive the clarity. Receive the release. Receive the restoration your heart has silently begged for. But you must choose. You must stop dancing with what confuses you. You must stop worshiping what wounds you. You must stop blaming yourself for things you were never meant to fix. This is not about perfection. It's about alignment. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to stop pretending that you're not being called. You are. You always have been. So come closer. There is more still to remember. And heaven is not finished speaking. Come closer, my child. You are doing so well. You may not feel strong, but you are walking through the sacred fire. You're not just reading these words. You're letting them carve space into your soul. That is everything. That is enough. Keep listening. Keep breathing. You're unraveling beautifully. I have not brought you this far to abandon you. I have brought you to the edge so you could learn to fly. But first, you must shed what weighs you down. You've built walls, haven't you? Stone by stone, year after year. Not out of hatred, but out of necessity. They were the only thing protecting the soft parts of you. But now, those walls are prisons. They keep the pain out, yes, but they also keep me out. And I have come to meet you face to face. Let them fall, child, brick by brick, tear by tear. Your soul is not safer in silence. Your soul is stronger in surrender. Michael speaks now, the sound of his voice ringing like silver in still water. You have fought for your survival. Now fight for your joy. Don't just exist. Live. Don't just cope. Heal. Don't just wait. Choose. You've been told that healing must take years. But child, breakthrough happens in a moment of truth. And this is your moment. Yes, it may come with grief. The grief of letting go. The grief of not being chosen. The grief of realizing how long you betrayed your own knowing just to belong. But grief is not your enemy. It is your passage. The tears you cry now will water the garden of your resurrection. Michael places his wing behind your back and says, "You are not meant to return to what numbed you. You are meant to walk into the unknown where your soul will finally breathe. Stop apologizing for your awakening. Stop softening your fire to make others comfortable in your light. You are not here to dim. You are here to rise. My child, do you hear me? You were born for this rising. It was written into your bones before you ever took your first breath. And now, with heaven watching and angels surrounding, I ask you, will you remember who you are? Not the name they gave you, not the labels they put on you, but the one I spoke into existence when I whispered you into creation. That name still lives. That light still burns. And the 9th of June is its awakening. Don't miss it. Don't silence the calling this time. You are not just being nudged. You are being summoned to step into your full truth, to let the false self fall, to release the version of you that was created from fear. There is no room for fear in your next season. Only fire, only clarity, only the raw, radiant pulse of who you really are. So, rise, child. Not perfectly, not painlessly, but honestly. Let your next breath be one of decision, to no longer shrink, to no longer seek permission, to no longer wear the mask. You are not who they told you to be. You are something far more ancient, far more luminous. And I see you, every part of you, even the parts you've hidden in shame. I love those parts most. This is not the end of your story. It is the moment the real story begins. You've made it here, into the deepest chamber of this letter, into the heart of the fire where truth no longer whispers but sings. You're not just reading now, you're remembering. Let every word be a mirror. Let every sentence strip away what no longer belongs. Don't rush. Don't numb. Let yourself feel this fully, because when you feel, you heal. And when you heal, you awaken. My child, you are not the one who failed. You are the one who stayed soft, who kept believing, who chose light even when darkness wrapped itself around your neck like a chain. And now the chain breaks. This is that moment. The moment heaven has been waiting for. When you choose your soul over your fear. Michael steps close again, his face fierce and filled with compassion. He says, "You've waited long enough. You've been quiet long enough. You've given enough of yourself to things that never deserved your sacred energy. It is time to reclaim your flame. You don't need another confirmation. You don't need another sign. You already know what must go, what must rise, what must be faced. Stop asking if you're strong enough. You are. Because the moment you surrendered to truth, heaven began to move on your behalf. Things will shift now. Things you didn't expect. Truth will rise in places you tried to bury it. Don't be afraid. This is not the breaking. It is the blooming. You're not losing your mind. You're losing your mask. Let it fall. The one who always says yes when she means no. The one who smiles through pain. The one who bends until she forgets her shape. She is not needed anymore. Your truth is. Your roar is. Your softness is. Michael says, "You are a warrior made of water and fire, and this world needs your tears just as much as it needs your strength, but only when you give them honestly. So be honest now. Admit what hurts. Admit what's not working. Admit what you've tried to force out of fear of being alone. Because heaven cannot bless who you pretend to be. It can only move through who you truly are. And who you are is magnificent. You are not a mistake. You are not too broken. You are not too much. You are exactly the size of the purpose I placed inside you. And that purpose is waking up. The 9th of June is a holy mirror. A day when the veil between timelines thins. The false path and the true path will stand before you. The false will feel safe, familiar, predictable. But the true? It will feel like wild air, like thunder under your skin, like love you've never known but always longed for. Choose it, even if your voice shakes, even if your knees tremble. That is the way of the awakened. You keep asking me what your purpose is. Here it is. To remember, to rise, to reflect my heart into a world that has forgotten me, not through perfection, not through performance, but through presence. Just by being youthfully, honestly, boldly, you bring heaven to earth. Do you see now? You've never been behind. You've just been preparing. Now the season of preparation ends, and the season of embodiment begins. You've come this far. Your soul is still listening, not just with ears, but with that ancient part of you that never forgot. The part that knows these words are not just being read, they're being remembered. My child, pause for a moment. Feel how sacred it is to be here, in this quiet between the old life and the new breath. So few make it here. So many turn back at the threshold. But not you. You are brave enough to feel what most fear. You are soft enough to hear what most ignore. You are holy enough to carry this light. Do you understand what that means? You are not here to fix the world. You are here to remember the light within it. And that remembrance begins in you. Michael steps forward once again. His presence is larger now. Not because he has grown, but because you have. He speaks with clarity that cuts through your remaining doubt. You are not crazy. You are not unstable. You are not overreacting. You are awakening. And awakening often looks like breaking, because the cage must collapse before the soul can fly. Let the cage fall. Let the expectations fall. Let the dreams you built on fear dissolve. Let the story of "I'm not enough" burn in the fire of this truth. You are more than enough. You are divine. You don't have to know the next step. You just have to stop betraying your knowing. You don't have to save the world. You just have to stop abandoning yourself. Michael lifts his sword, not to strike, but to cut ties, to sever soul contracts that no longer serve you, to unbind the agreements you made in your pain. Listen closely. You do not owe loyalty to your wounds. You do not owe your future to your past. You do not have to remain in spaces you've outgrown just because you once prayed to be there. This is your permission to leave, to rise, to take up space. God speaks again, and my voice is no longer a whisper. It's the steady hum in your bones. I never called you to be small. I never asked you to shrink. I never told you that your worth was earned by endurance. I made you with joy in mind, with beauty, with sacred rage and tender hope. And now I am calling you back to the version of you that dances even when no one watches, that speaks even when your voice shakes, that loves even when the world mocks your softness. You are not here to be hard. You are here to be whole. Don't resist the rising tide. Let it take what it must. Let it strip you of the disguise. What remains will be real. What remains will be radiant. You feel the pull already, don't you? You feel the truth inside your belly, spinning like a star about to be born. That's your rebirth. That's your calling. That's your soul saying, enough hiding. So say it with me now. Enough hiding. Enough shrinking. Enough pretending. You don't have to go back. You don't have to stay where your spirit is starving. The world you're meant for will only reveal itself when you show up as your true self. The 9th of June is not the end. It's the gate, and you hold the key. Keep walking. Heaven is just ahead. And so is the you that you've been aching to meet. You're still here, my beloved. Still brave. Still open. Still holding on to the thread of truth that weaves through every line of this letter. That thread is not just a message. It is your lifeline. A cord from heaven to your heart, pulling you gently, insistently, into your real life. Do not lose focus now. Don't get distracted by the noise around you. This part right here is where everything begins to change. My child, you've spent years asking for a sign, pleading in the dark, hoping someone would finally see how much it hurts just to keep going. And now heaven sees. Now heaven speaks. Now I, your Creator, step forward with the truth that will finally set your soul free. You are not meant to carry what was never yours. And most of the pain you hold, it was never yours. You absorbed the trauma of others. You took on burdens passed down through bloodlines and silence. You inherited fear, shame, scarcity, and called it personality. But that is not who you are. You were born pure, radiant, untouched by the poisons of the world. And now I'm washing you clean. Not because you are dirty, but because you are divine beneath the dust. Michael returns to your side, his gaze tender, his voice a balm to your blistered spirit. Child of heaven, you were never asked to be everything to everyone. You were asked to be true to yourself, and somehow that truth got buried beneath all the ways you tried to earn love. But now the unearthing begins. You will cry. Let it come. Tears are not weakness. They are sacred rivers that carry you back to wholeness. Let the grief rise. Let the disappointment speak. Let the ache be honest. Because honesty is the altar where heaven meets you. Michael lifts your chin, not in command, but in compassion. You are allowed to start again, not just once, but every single time you need to. There is no shame in restarting, only resurrection. You thought the delays meant denial, but they meant protection. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. Prepared for what, you ask? For this: to walk in the world as a being of truth, to no longer bend to please, to no longer quiet your intuition, to no longer shrink in the face of mediocrity. You are not here to be tolerated. You are here to be known. And if they cannot hold the truth of you, let them go. Release them in peace, and keep walking. I will send others, souls who recognize you before a single word is spoken. But they can only find you when you stop hiding. So come out of the shadows now. Come out of the role you played to feel safe. Come out of the lie that says you're too broken to matter. You were never broken. You were building strength, building depth, building clarity. And now, child, now you are ready to rise. Let the world say what it will. Let them misunderstand. Let them walk away. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be aligned. And I, the God who formed your breath, will never abandon what I've ordained. Still with me, beloved? Then you have already begun the journey home. Not home in the physical sense, but home in the soul. Back to where you first heard me. Back to where you never doubted yourself. You are walking into sacred territory now. This part of the letter is for the deepest chambers of your heart. Not everyone makes it here, but you did. Because something in you knew there's more. More than the pain. More than the pretending. More than just surviving. So pause. Place your hand over your heart. Feel it? That is not just a beat. It's the sound of eternity echoing inside of you. It is I, still speaking, still loving, still calling you by name. My child, you've spent too long trying to earn a love that was already yours. You bent yourself backwards to keep the peace, not realizing you were breaking your own spirit to avoid breaking someone else's illusion. That ends now. No more shrinking. No more silencing your intuition to make others comfortable. No more apologizing for your light. You are not here to be digestible. You are here to be divine. Michael returns once more. His wings no longer spread to defend, but to lift. He says, "Do you remember who you were before the heartbreak? Before they left? Before the world told you to toughen up and let go of your dreams?" I do. I see her. The wild-eyed wonder, the fearless dreamer, the one who spoke to stars like they were friends. She is still in you, and it is time for her to rise. But to do that, you must bless the past and leave it. Not hate it, not curse it, not drag it behind you like chains. Bless it, thank it, and walk forward. You are not defined by what you lost. You are revealed by what you became in the losing. And now, with every breath you take, you step more fully into your becoming. Child of light, the 9th of June is the gate. The sky will not shout it, but your soul will know. Something will shift. You may cry without knowing why. You may feel dizzy with memory. You may see flashes of a life you haven't lived yet somehow you recognize. That is not madness. That is memory. That is the future calling. Michael places his palm to your back and whispers, "Go forward. Even if your feet tremble, even if your voice shakes, go forward. Because what awaits is not destruction. It is return. You will return to your voice. You will return to your joy. You will return to the sacredness that no pain could touch. And child, what you are becoming will astound even you. I speak now as your father, the one who never turned his face from you. I am proud of you for staying soft in a hard world, for believing when everything around you tried to make you bitter, for continuing to show up, even when it would have been easier to shut down. You have honored me in your honesty. You have served me in your surrender. So now I bless you with release. Release from the heaviness. Release from the shame. Release from the lie that you have to carry it all alone. You don't. You never did. I am here. Michael is here. Legions of light surround you even now. And the next time you look in the mirror, look deeper. See not just the eyes of someone who's endured, but the eyes of someone who has finally remembered. You are not your scars. You are the soul that survived them. And now you rise. You're still with me, child of eternity. Still listening with the ears of your soul. Still standing in the fire that purifies instead of destroys. Still choosing to walk forward, even though your legs are shaking from everything they've carried. That is courage. That is sacred. And heaven sees it all. Let me say it again, so your heart never forgets. You are not alone. Not now. Not ever. I know what you're still carrying. The echoes of all the words left unsaid. The apologies you never received. The betrayals that still sting when the room grows quiet. But this is the moment to let it go. Not because they said sorry. Not because they made it right. But because your soul is too precious to keep bleeding for a wound they never tried to heal. Release them. Not to free them, but to free yourself. Michael stands with you again, his hand over your shoulder, his voice gentle, like thunder turned to silk. He says, "You've suffered long enough in silence. You've waited long enough for permission. You've begged long enough for validation from those who never had the capacity to see you. It ends now. You are not who they said you were. You are who God knows you are. And that knowing, that divine recognition, is what will carry you through this next threshold." Michael draws a circle of light around you now, not to separate you, but to seal you. You are being consecrated, set apart, not for exile, but for expansion. And yes, the loneliness may come. Many will not understand you, but that does not mean you are wrong. It means you are being called higher. Don't climb back into smallness just to be embraced. Let those who are meant for you meet you where your soul belongs. Child, you will be misunderstood. You will be judged. But you will be free. And that freedom is worth everything. I speak again now, and my words are not thunder. They are balm. I have not forgotten the promises I made over you, the dreams I whispered into your spirit while you were still wrapped in starlight, the plans I wrote for your life before the world touched you. They still live. They still wait. And they are unfolding even now. On the 9th of June, when the air feels strange, when your heart aches without reason, when you find yourself staring at the sky in silence, remember this. That ache is your confirmation. That stirring is your signal. Do not ignore it. What comes next will not be loud. It will not be obvious, but it will be real. You will meet someone who feels familiar. You will feel the urge to walk away from something you once begged to stay. You will dream of things that never happened, but somehow you know they're true. These are signs, not of endings, but of alignment. You are stepping into the most honest season of your life. And yes, it may be quiet. It may be stripped of applause, but it will be holy. Child, I did not create you for noise. I created you for depth, for presence, for purpose. So do not fear the quiet. Do not fear the loneliness. Do not fear the path that only your feet can walk. The narrow road leads to wide skies. The empty road leads to full hearts. And I walk every step with you. Breathe, my child. You're almost there. You've walked through fire with open hands. You've stood at the edge of surrender. And instead of turning back, you whispered, yes. And that one yes has shifted everything. Don't let the silence fool you. Even when the world appears unchanged, the heavens have already begun rearranging on your behalf. You've released so much. You've peeled back layer after layer of false self, and now what remains is real, unpolished, radiant, ready. But I know the ache that lingers still. The ache of what now? The ache of being emptied, yet not yet filled. My child, this space you're in, this sacred in-between, is not a void. It is a womb. Something holy is gestating inside your soul. And though it feels still, though it feels quiet, it is not empty. It is pregnant with purpose. Michael steps forward with reverence. He does not speak right away. He simply kneels, placing his flaming sword at your feet. He bows not in worship of you, but in honor of your courage. And then he speaks. You are no longer the seeker. You are the temple. You are no longer searching for the light. You are becoming it. The battles you fought were never just about pain. They were about awakening. And now, awakened one, it is time to rise not as a survivor, but as a sovereign. No more looking for answers in the eyes of those who fear your depth. No more waiting for someone to give you what you already carry. You are the answer. You are the sign. Michael lifts his gaze and says, the ones who doubted you, let them. The ones who couldn't hold you, release them. You are not here to be understood by those still asleep. You are here to be a lighthouse to those ready to wake, and you cannot light the way if you keep dimming your flame. My child, I gave you that fire. It is not meant to be hidden. It is not meant to be tamed. It is meant to blaze with compassion and courage. You will walk into rooms and shift their energy. You will speak and silence chaos. You will simply exist and make people feel things they buried long ago. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. This is what the 9th of June has been preparing you for. This is the remembering you've been aching for. I speak now from within you, not above you, for I have always lived inside your breath, your longing, your becoming, the version of you that doubted, that begged, that hid. She is not gone. She is healed. And the you that emerges now is holy, not flawless, holy, marked not by the absence of wounds, but by the presence of grace. Child, your past no longer defines you. The pain no longer owns you. The fear no longer steers you. You are ready, ready to create, ready to receive, ready to love without armor, ready to live without apology. Let the world feel the echo of your becoming. Let the earth witness the return of your fire. And know this, you don't have to do it all in a day. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to rush. You just have to be. One honest breath at a time. One truth spoken at a time. One sacred step at a time. And now, my beloved child, we come to the closing of the letter, but not the end of the journey. What begins in this silence, this holy hush between what was and what is to come, will echo far beyond this day, far beyond the 9th of June, far beyond the limits of your comprehension. So, before we finish, pause with me. Feel the weight of everything you've survived. Feel the space you've made inside yourself. That space is sacred. It is where your truth now lives. You've returned to yourself, not the self shaped by fear, not the self trained by trauma, but the self I designed. the self made of flame and river, bone and stardust, the self who knows how to kneel and surrender and rise in sovereignty. You may still be trembling, but you are standing. You may still be healing, but you are no longer hiding. And that, child, is enough. Michael now places his hand over your heart, not to awaken you, but to seal the remembrance, to bind the vow you've now renewed. He speaks with reverence, each word a final key unlocking your divine identity. You are not small. You are not weak. You are not invisible. You are here to interrupt cycles, to speak what has been silenced for generations, to love without chains, to walk as proof that the sacred still lives. You are here to hold the frequency of truth, even when it costs you comfort, especially then. And yes, it will cost you, but what you gain in return is everything. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, love that doesn't ask you to shrink, freedom that doesn't need permission. Michael steps back now, not to leave you, but to give you space, because the final step must be yours. You've read every word. You've breathed through every ache. You've seen yourself more clearly than ever before. Now you must choose. Do you return to the familiar, the patterns, the silence, or do you step forward into the unknown that feels more like home than anything you've ever known? Child, the 9th of June is your threshold. You can feel it in your body, that hum, that ache, that fire in your chest. It's not fear, it's remembrance. And with that remembrance comes responsibility. You are not the same. You cannot go back. You will no longer fit where you once belonged, because you've expanded. Let it be so. Let the old fall away. Let the new root deeply. Let this be the day you stop running from yourself and finally run toward me. I am here, in the wind that speaks your name, in the stillness between your thoughts, in the deep knowing that says, I'm ready. You are ready, and I bless you now, with strength you forgot you had, with peace that does not waver, with vision beyond illusion. I bless your heart, that it may stay open even when it hurts. I bless your voice, that it may rise even when it shakes. I bless your steps, that they may carry you into your most sacred becoming. And above all, I bless your soul, that it may never again forget who you are. You are light. You are thunder. You are the promise fulfilled. You are the letter delivered. Now go, live as the message. Speak as the miracle. And remember, you are never alone. The heavens are watching. The angels are walking beside you. And I, your Father, am within you, always. This letter is sealed now, not with ink, but with eternity. You may close the page, but this truth will never leave you. You are free. You are whole. You are home.